How's it going, guys? We are live. Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about action over excuses. I'm really excited for this one. This is part of the Wholesaling Houses for Real Mastermind series that we're running here. And what we're going to do here is break down how I can help you become a better real estate wholesaler today, but also really want to talk about the importance of taking action and how action over excuses is one of the best things you can obviously have in your real estate business. And it's not something you can financially have. It's really in here in your head. And I can tell you right now, action will destroy your excuses over everything. If you have excuses for anything, go out there and take action in your business, and the fruits of your labor will be there. I'm so pumped up for this one, guys. I can't wait to help you guys out and really give as much value in wholesaling real estate as I possibly can. So before we get into it, guys, remember, you need to smash that like button and subscribe. Helps me help you make over $100,000 per year in real estate wholesaling profits. That's my goal here on the channel. So remember, guys, smash that like button and subscribe. So let's pop some people up here and let me see what I can do to help you guys out in wholesaling. So first off, we got Mike.
Zach, my guy, how's it going?
Dude, I'm doing amazing, man. How are you?
Doing well. No complaints over here. Thanks again for taking some time out to help everybody and do this mastermind. It's really appreciated. So,
dude, let's get it, man. How can I help you today?
Well, I've been running into a couple issues. I've been using this program REI Reply to do like text blasting, and I've had zero. I can't seem to get it to work for whatever reason. I've been in touch with the support team over there, and I guess the issue that I'm having, which is like I'll import a list of 5,000 people. And then it'll only pull in a couple hundred or something like that. And then it'll send texts. But none of the numbers, it's saying that all of the numbers are not good or whatever. And I've done the skip tracing myself. I've had somebody do it from Fiverr. And then I've also done it through PropStream. So and I've gotten the same results through all of that. So I think I'm going to try and jump over to batch leads. But I also didn't know if it was worth maybe me trying to get somebody else to just do it that understands the, how the software works.
I mean, I would go in the wholesaling group, the Wholesaling Houses for Real, and just ask anyone that knows REI Reply or uses it. Again, it's a very crude one, and it's very cheap, but you got to put a lot of effort into it. And they use Twilio. So Batches is Twilio too. So it really depends on what you kind of want to do with it. So I would ask people in the mastermind if they've actually done that before and see if they could help you. There's plenty of go-givers out there, and just ask.
It's a great idea. I didn't even think about that. And then one of the other things I'm kind of struggling with, like I said, I have a full-time job, so I haven't been able to put too much time in the last couple of weeks. But the best use of my time for the days, I've finally at a point where I've pulled a bunch of lists that I think are, pretty good. I've probably got between 10 and 20,000 names. I finally was able to get a couple fire lists and a couple lien lists from counties and towns like that. So I'm currently just skip tracing all of those and getting that ready to go. But I wasn't sure, other than that, what's the best use of my day, besides cold calling and trying to text.
Yeah, I mean, just cold call more. I could say if you have any more time, spend some time building a cash buyers list. What you do, spend more time building cash buyers list, have a good cash buyer network and whatever. You're still doing Orlando or?
Yeah. Concentrating on Orlando, but still slowly, now that I've got kind of the process of, the lists I want to look for and things like that, I'm slowly expanding out from there now.
Okay.
So I don't want to take on too much without, first having a solid understanding of how it all works.
Yeah, definitely. So what you should do here is build a cash buyers list, spend that extra time doing that. And then what you can consider doing is start JVing with people in Orlando with all those cash buyers you found. And that could be an extra income source for you too.
Gotcha. Yeah. Because
that's just can't find deals.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing is like I said, I've had so much trouble with the text and I haven't had enough time to call that, I'm sitting with all of these leads and things that I'm, can use, but don't have any, I'm just trying to find the best way to contact all these people and find any leads at all.
Yeah. I mean, I would call, dude. That's the only thing I could tell you.
And then I did have a question. I was walking around my, a neighborhood in Queens the other day, and I saw this for sale sign, and the people were sitting outside, but I'd noticed the number had been crossed off. So I kind of just stopped. I said hello, and was just curious as to, hey, are you guys selling? Just a simple conversation. I just told them, hey, I live in the neighborhood. Like I'm just always looking for a house to buy or something like that. I love the area. And got a little bit of information. Like the house was built in the 1904, hasn't really been renovated, at least in like the last 20 or so years. And they did give me a price of 1.3, which is crazy. I mean, most of the stuff finished in that neighborhood is going like 1.1, but they're also apprehensive about dealing with investors. That's why they took down the number. So I told them that I would stop by. I went by yesterday, and they weren't home. And they seem like the type of people that want to deal in person with someone they know is like a real person. They're an older couple. So I didn't know if you had any tips on, just, other than getting in front of them and kind of having the conversation, anything to think about while I'm trying to do that.
No, I mean, what's the ARV on that Queens property, you think?
I mean, like 1.1, we'll say,
Yeah.
I'd say 1.2 at the highest, and everything else is kind of comping out around 900, 800, somewhere in that range for places that need, 50 to 75 worth of renovations.
Yeah. So what I would, I would try to get in contact with them and try to meet and see what price they're looking to sell it. Worst case scenario, you have someone you trust, build a connection, maybe find a realtor there that you could split the commissions with. There's ways to work around in New York, legally, of course.
Yeah.
Where you can get part of that commission. Worst case scenario, I don't know what that is, 3% of $1 million. That's pretty good at what, 30K. But it'd be a good one. So yeah, 30K. So that's what I would say. I mean, dive into it. You never know. You do a creative financing deal, you never know. So dive into it further. Try to meet them in person.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that was, like I said, the hardest part, because they took the number off and they specifically said we're tired of people wasting our time calling us. So yeah, that's a good one. And then the only other question I had, keep it short for you today, is what do you do personally when you're kind of, I mean, I'm sure you're past this point a little bit, but when you're first starting and cold calling and all of that, like for when you get discouraged, like, like I said, I haven't been able to put as much time as I wish, but it's been a couple of months and the progress has been slow. So, how do you how do you deal with those sort of things?
Specifically what? Pushing yourself through a situation like a plateau?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Because I mean, you seem like someone who obviously is very good at motivating yourself and working through any, no's or issues you may be having. So I was just curious as to, any resources or anything that you found helpful for, either mindset stuff or just kind of, getting yourself to continue.
I mean, what's your why right now?
No, it's just, I'm getting to the point where like I'm putting a lot of time into this and I haven't really seen any, not too much. I haven't seen a single lead, and again, these are user errors and things that I'm trying to work out, but it's just been really tough to put, some money and some time into this and literally can't get someone to call me back.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to tell you, if you pump up more time into marketing, you'll have better results. That's definitely your issue right now. That's one thing I can tell you right now that'll fix that problem.
Yeah.
Motivation wise, I mean, there's plenty of guys out there that can pump you up. I mean, Eric Thomas is an amazing guy. But what you can do also is look at other wholesalers doing very well in Orlando. There's plenty of them. Go look them up. I mean, something that can motivate you. I know Blue Notes Brandon's out there doing really well. I had an interview with him. Go look. You see that podcast?
I didn't. That's great though. I will check that out. Blue Notes.
Yeah. Just search Brandon, Brandon space Zach Ginn or something like that, and it should pop up. He did like a $70,000 deal in Orlando. He broke down how he found it. I mean, stuff like that could probably get a lot of good insights.
Yeah.
I try to bring people in different markets. So when you say Orlando, I'm like, oh, I found an Orlando guy that's really good. So I interviewed him, and he runs a pretty good operation too. So definitely look up that podcast.
Okay, great. Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, I think that's it. Like I said, I'm just as excited. I'm just trying to plug away and just one step at a time, just slowly working towards that first deal still.
Do it, man. He does REI reply in Orlando also through us. Like, just look it up.
Yeah.
Even contact him. Like, just hey, go out there and try it, man. But yeah, I appreciate you, man. Keep it up, dude. Keep hammering it.
Thanks, brother. Let's speak soon.
All right, thanks, man.
Bye.
All right, sweet. So let's get it going. Let's see how I can help you guys out become better wholesalers today. So remember what I said in the beginning of this is action over excuses. You need to start taking action in your business. If you're giving an excuse why you can't do it, I don't have enough time doing this. I don't have enough money for this. Guys, you need $0 in this business. Seriously, to get it going, all you have to do is start calling government lists, and that's it. Get a Google Voice, skip trace on True People Search. It's not sexy. It's not easy. It's not fun sometimes, but that's what you have to do to get to the point where you can have a lot of fun in this business. And this business is a lot of fun. It's a true passion for mine. Some people enjoy, watching Netflix all day, or some people enjoy playing video games all day. But my little video games is out here wholesaling real estate. I don't know why I love it so much. It's like a video game to me. It's really fun. So the action is the most important part here. Start taking action today. Action will be the catalyst for you going through a plateau or a rough time. I'm telling you, the more work and effort you put in this business, the more fruit of your labor that's going to come out. You might not see it today. You might not see the action or the work you're putting in. You might not see the results of it the first 2, 3, or 4, 5 months. But once you keep consistently doing it, just go in the gym every day. The gym's cold calling your motivated sellers. Keep doing that every single day. Eventually, you'll start seeing your skill set go up, and it'll be shocking. You'll do some crazy closing trick on an appointment and be like, wow, I didn't even know I had that in me. And then you're like, well, I watched this video, helped me out a lot. So it's absolutely amazing. I'm really pumped up for it. So let's see what I can do. Let's answer some questions, see what I can do. If anyone wants to hop on, go to Wholesaling Houses for Real. Link should be on there. I think I'll probably paste the link in here. If not a lot of people want to hop on the video to chat in the group, I'll probably let the general public pop in today too if you want. I mean, I can go as long as I want. So let's get it going. Steve says, let's do it. Let's go, Zach. I need this. I'm so awesome. Pumped up. Thanks again for the value. Thank you for the value. Hey, I'm here to help as many people as I can possible. Should we still put bandit signs up, and how much do you recommend? So AD, it depends on your market. Let me know what market you're in your real estate wholesaling operation. Depends. So in my market here in Port St. Lucie, you can't. It's almost impossible to put bandit signs out. And I used to put bandit signs out all the time. I did very well with it, except code enforcement beefed up their agents to start pushing out, because I was pushing over 100 a week. It was insane. It was an insane amount of bandit signs I was doing, and I was pushing an insane amount. But eventually what happened from there is I started pushing more and more out, and I started making more money, which meant I'm pushing more and more out. I used the Simple Crew app. That's the app I did, SIMPLE space crew. I used Simple Crew app to really manage the people putting in the bandit signs out. I was paying like $1 to put everything out. It was great. It was insane. Except code enforcement got really sick of me, kept calling, trying to bust me. They wanted to fine me like $5,000, and I was not having it. And so they just started spending more money on agents. And now you can't put a sign out without it getting picked up, especially in Port St. Lucie, within 5 minutes. And it's really bad. So in my market, it doesn't work too well. But in other markets, it works very well. A lot of rural places are really good. Orlando still works. I know St. Louis, Missouri is really good for bandit signs right now. Cleveland, Ohio is shockingly pretty good. And just remember, when it comes to bandit signs, there is some ways that work really well in your market, some they don't. Like the stakes that you stick in the ground, those usually do very, very well. But there's also ones that work sometimes better, is when you staple them, use like a bandit sign stapler. I can go deeper into there. I know so much about bandit signs. It's crazy. I haven't stuck a bandit sign in a while, but they're really good. I love bandit signs for cash buyers. Now, sometimes bandit signs won't work because your competition will pick them up, but sometimes you do bandit signs for cash buyers. And that's an amazing one. You'll write, 3-2 for sale, frame house, ready to sell, and then you put your phone number. You'll get a lot of cash buyers actually doing it. It's really crazy. You're also going to get a lot of end buyers too, which you could get a really good price at too. So overall, I think bandit signs are great. I do recommend if you're going to put them out, try at least 25 to 50 a week. Do that for about 2 months straight to see if you get results. Consistency is everything, though. All right, we're getting some people hopping on here finally. All righty. Let's see. Kara, what's up?
Hi, what's going on?
Doing good, doing good. How can I help you out in your real estate wholesaling business today?
I honestly just had one quick question because you have answered some of my
course.
recent questions. Do you ever have your wholesale, or I'm sorry, do you ever have your VA present like a number or an offer after even say you've kind of run the numbers and made sure the number's good? Will they ever say the number, or do you pretty much have them warm up the lead and then you close the deal?
Okay, so I'll tell you what happens in my business and what I would recommend for others. So my business, the American people that are closing deals are the best. My VAs don't do any acquisitions at all. They might follow up on a lead, but really what they're focusing on doing is just having a marketing list and finding the yeses in that list. Once it's a yes, and then I got my killers out there actually closing the deals. Your VA, I'm sorry, but they will never be as good as of a closer as you or an acquisitions person. Kara, you're the one watching these videos and watching the acquisitions training. You know way more than your VA when closing a deal. Yeah. So you should be the one, because you're going to be the one on the appointment or talking to the sellers that's going to close the deal. So I never let the VA touch it, and they could screw up the whole deal. So I stay away from it. I'm the person who wants the VA at the marketing. They might do a follow-up or two. That's it.
Okay. And then the American people, how'd you find them? Just like through kind of like good networking?
Right now, our acquisitions person, we found from really, really good networking. Used car salespeople are really good. Bartenders are amazing. Indeed.com is really good. Those are where I'd stick to finding someone. And maybe like what's the job? It's like there's job ones at every single county, like looking for a job. So I would find salespeople from there. But that's how we do it. Do it all commission based. I have plenty of videos on the whole systems if you need them. But that's usually what I do.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kara. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. To get on these videos, guys, remember, wholesaling houses for real. If there's not enough people from wholesaling houses for real, we'll put it up to the general public here. Let's see here. Justin, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I kind of have a quick question.
Of course.
So I was just kind of wondering, like, when do you decide to branch out a little bit, like, as far as not really saying going virtual, because, like, so my market is kind of small. You know, I'm in Alabama in the Tuscaloosa area, but Birmingham's right there. So, I mean, should I try to expand just a little bit more? Like, when you say wholesale in your backyard, what is your backyard? Like, how far is your backyard?
About an hour and a half drive.
Hour and a half.
Radius wise. Yeah. That's what I'd say. How far is Birmingham from you?
It's not far at all. It's probably like 45 minutes from like the furthest point from Tuscaloosa.
Yeah,
so it's like an
hour and a half radius. Draw in a circle on the map, shade it red or whatever you want it. That's your area.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
In-person wholesaling, it should be what Alabama's really good right now. So do it.
So would I like say going on appointments and stuff, I should drive to the appointments and everything too, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Gotcha. That's all I really wanted to know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, you can connect way better in person. You'll get way better deals, and there's plenty of cash buyers and especially wholesalers in Birmingham that you can JV with. I mean, it's a great market to do it. Be the authority figure there. Learn that market very well. Tuscaloosa is really good too, but obviously, it's college town. But still, the areas around it's still really good. So, anything under 150, 200 grand, that's a really good price point to be at. And you should do really well, man. I'm telling you, you're in a great market.
Cool. Yeah, I had I think I told you already, actually. I had a deal at one point, but I ended up almost getting myself in trouble because I tried to market it on Facebook like he said that the contract was available. Like, if I had the money, I could do it or whatever. But I was trying to find the cash buyers that had the money, and by that point it was already too late, and he already had a buyer afterwards. So,
All right. Well, is there anything else I can do to help you out?
No, that's it, man. I just had that one question.
All right. I appreciate it, man. Keep it up, Justin.
Thanks.
Phil, what's up?
What's up, Zach? How you doing, man?
Dude, I'm amazing. How are you?
Doing awesome. So actually, I've been following up this seller for about a couple weeks now. I went and looked at her house last Saturday, so we kind of actually agreed on our price today. And she's fully aware that I'm wholesaling and stuff like that. And I've kind of, I've got her down pretty low. She was starting at like 200,000, and I've got her down to 180. And I was just letting her know, like, yeah, we could, like, I don't think she's going to go any lower than 180. She ideally wants to get like 190, but like I got her down to 180 because I told her, like, realtors and stuff like that, they, they're going to, closing costs, all that stuff. So I let her know all that jazz. But, so I was letting her know that, like, I can lock it up under contract, and then, because like I can't market it obviously to buyers because it's illegal without locking up under contract. And so I was like, I lock it up under that price, and I let her know that, like, if I don't find any buyers by the end of the due diligence, then we just void the contract and move on. So I was just getting your opinion on thinking about, like, doing that. The ARV is 265, and the repairs are about 30 grand.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like you might be able to sell it for 200 just thinking about it. Obviously,
yes.
I haven't done the math, but
my market's super hot. Like, I'm in Asheville.
Yeah,
so,
Asheville, yeah.
Yeah.
You got you used to have the Millennium Falcon behind you. I remember.
Yeah. Yep.
Can't forget that. So, one tip I can give you right now, because she's already at 180. Say you're at 170.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's gonna be like, no. Well, logically, meet in the middle, 175.
Yeah.
It's an easy $5,000. Just do that.
Yeah.
And if she says no, I mean, do 180. But that's a quick $5,000 tip for everyone. If the seller's at that price, ready to sell, just be 10 grand lower, meet in the middle, get an extra 5. So that. I mean, Asheville, you're in the go to the. I had a deal in Asheville once, like a really, really not in Asheville, but outside of it.
Yeah.
Crazy small market. Just quick tip I can give you, because I'm not like that much in Asheville.
Yep.
I called the president of the Western Carolina Investors Association.
Oh yeah, like I'm in there. Like I'm on the Western Carolina. Also, I am I know them. Also, I'm part of the Carolina.
Hold it.
Yeah. So cool. Cool. All right, man. Thank you, Zach.
Thanks, Phil. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too, man. Bye.
Boom, boom, boom. All right. Let's answer some questions. Elizabeth says, I skipped Trace with Batch and Fiverr, the same list, and the Fiverr found all 5 contact numbers, and Batch only sent a few results back. Which results should I go with? Depends on the list. But obviously, if you have all 50 numbers, try it. The only way you'll know is if you do both, cold call them both and see which one does better. George says, Zach, do you mail to trustees within the probate data? If so, any tips on the verbiage of the letter? Yes. So obviously, just use a regular probate letter. Sorry about your loss. If you're ever in the event that you're willing or wanting to sell, please give me a call. Do your own verbiage. Don't copy exactly mine word for word, because then everyone's going to start copying it. But do that. I do mail to trust and trustees, but be very careful for it. So, of course, you can do the trust of John Smith, but let's say John Smith's the one who passed away. Well, what you want to do is find the actual heirs and then mail to the heirs. Don't do it to the John Smith, mailing to the John Smith Trust, mail to the heirs. But yeah, trustees, easy. We do so many wholesaling deals on trust, it's fine. What's a good daily routine that's repeatable that will take you through a step-by-step that will get results? Pretty sure we all need this. All right, let me get some water. We'll get it going. I'm always hydrated. All right. So let's pop it up. So a good daily routine. Let's say you have no money and want to get into wholesaling real estate. So my daily routine, I would say, if you want to do that, is get up in the morning, whatever time. Like I don't really care what time you get up. If you want to party all night, whatever. So get up in the morning, whatever time you want to get up. I prefer to eat and do a workout or something. Do whatever you want, but I mean, whatever. So go do that. Wake up in the morning, depending on the time. Start trying to pull information, government lists, all the government lists you possibly can, the probates, code violation, water shutoffs, all the lists you possibly can get. You could do utility liens lists, but do that. Start calling, get the fire damage property list, all those really good lists. Start pulling those. Once you get that, get the routine of you're going to start skip tracing. Go to truepeoplesearch.com and spend as much time as you can till 2 p.m. Doing that. So put in the bag searches. Put in the bag searches podcast or the video that I release daily, because again, on this channel, I release a video every single day. Listen to my content. I'm biased, or listen to whatever podcast you like. I don't really care. But listen to something educational about wholesaling, or preferably if you have to have things in your ears, listen to cold calling, and also listen to acquisitions YouTube videos for wholesaling. Those are always amazing to have, especially live ones, not the fake ones that the gurus have, but like live ones. Like I've done 2-hour lives before. Start listening to that while you're manually copying and pasting, because you can copy and paste while listening. So listen to good educational content while you're copying and pasting the government list into True People Search. Boom, 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 boom. Create a list of skip trace phone numbers. Then from 2 to 7 p.m. with Google Voice, dial and dial and dial and dial. Ask people if they're the owner. Then ask them if they're interested in selling their property. Then from there, go find motivated sellers. Repeat until you get enough leads. Then talk to the leads that are hot. Go meet them in person. Go to www.flipwithrick.com/contract. Download my free contract and my free assignment of contract. Get the property under contract. And next day, wake up, go call cash buyers, and go to Facebook, find cash buyers. I got plenty of cash buyer videos on the Zach Ginn and Flip with Rick YouTube channels. Then from there, once you find the cash buyer, you have my assignment of contract downloaded at www.flipwithrick.com/contract. Let me find the ticker here for you guys. Let me pop it up for you. Again, guys, this is live, so let's see if I have it. So it's www.flipwithrick.com/contract. So it'd be right here on the bottom. Go from there, assign it to the cash buyer, have them walk through the property, make sure everything's good, and then wait for the closing day and close. Obviously, you got to do your deposit and everything, but overall, that's what you should do, like daily. That'll be really good. Go on appointments when you can at night, start pulling more lists, start skip tracing more, and keep cold calling 5 hours a day. That is a really good daily schedule if you have no money, if you want to start getting money, getting cash today for wholesaling. That's what I would say. A Baker, thank you so much. Thanks for y'all. Thanks for you and your pops, dude. By the way, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jason says, bring in as always. Thank you, Jason. I'm always trying to bring as much value as I can for you guys. I will not stop. You already guys know when I'm going to stop, and I'm not going to answer too much today, but I'm telling you right now, I'm going to never stop with the value. Pete, how's it going, Pete? Is the success rate better if you're driving for dollars in person or as opposed to virtually wholesaling? So driving for dollars in person is way better than virtual wholesaling. I'm trying to understand this. You can't drive for dollars for virtual wholesaling. You do virtual driving for dollars. That might work. But I would say in-person driving for dollars, and obviously doing in your market would be better than virtual wholesaling, unless you're in a crazy in-person market. Really depends. Hello.
Yo, Zach, what's up?
Hey, man. How are you?
Good, man. Thank you so much for having me.
No worries, man. How can I help you out become a better wholesaler today?
For sure, man. So I'm pulling a couple of lists from PropStream. I have a limited budget. What I have so far is around 500 vacant properties, 1,000 tired landlords, and about 1 to 2K probate lists. Which, and even if I didn't mention it, which list is, I guess, I'm in the Charlotte market, so would provide me, like the, not like, but like the highest success rate, I guess you would say.
Probates, definitely. Unless you have a driving for dollars list. Did you say that?
I don't have that, yeah.
All right. Probates in those three, I'd say probates.
Okay. Fantastic. And so I'm getting a VA to help me out, pre-trained. Is there anything I should keep in mind going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you're using a service for that, which is fine. So the one thing I can tell you moving forward is, what is this VA going to do?
She's gonna cold call the list and to pull out the yeses from it, and then I handle all the acquisitions myself.
That's exactly what I would have a VA for, especially my first ones. So, yeah, that's what I would say. Make sure the script's good. What script are you going to use?
Probably yours.
Okay.
Honestly. Yeah.
Make it simple. Make it easy.
Yeah.
Are they going to do what? Are they going to use at least a dialer?
Probably. I heard Mojo's good or Batch Dialer. I'm not sure.
Whatever one you honestly, you can't go wrong with both. So that's what I would say. Obviously, I can hook you up with free trials and stuff, but obviously, I've done success with Mojo. I've done really well with Batch, so it doesn't really matter. So test them both out, see which one you like.
Yeah, for sure. And should I have a separate VA for cash buyers, or should I be handling that one on my own?
Cash buyers handle on your own. Charlotte's. I'm not being mean, but Charlotte's very easy to find cash buyers. There's so many cash buyers in Charlotte, so many wholesalers you can work with. You should easily find them all on Facebook.
Facebook, yeah. So is it like Facebook groups or like Facebook, like what kind of like groups or?
Okay, so the one thing I can tell you right now is, okay, I have a lot of videos on this. So there's two things you can do. You can steal wholesalers' cash buyers, or make your own, or try to go on Facebook groups and find it. So I'll explain all of them. So what I could tell you right now, especially in Charlotte, try to steal cash buyers ethically, of course. So cash buyers are okay with you, like finding out about them. Other wholesalers aren't cool that you've taken cash buyers. So there's a lot of ways you can do this. So the one thing I would do is find the top wholesalers in Charlotte, North Carolina, which shouldn't be that difficult to do. Go look up their deals that they do, that they brag about. Find those addresses. You should at least find one or two. Then find who actually bought the deal on the MLS, not on the MLS, who actually bought the deal on public records on the clerk of the court.
Right.
And then you'll find all the properties this guy's been buying, this cash buyer. This cash buyer is buying from this wholesaler, this wholesaler, this wholesaler. You'll see what areas work. And then boom, he's on their cash buyers list, or she. That'd be a really good one to do. Another one is you go in Facebook groups, usually really big ones. And I think there's a North Carolina Real Estate Investors Association group. Of course, just anything North Carolina or anything Charlotte real estate, join those Facebook groups. Search @gmail.com in the search bars, and it will pop up people who've already asked for cash buyers in Charlotte, and cash buyers already put their email in. Sift through all that, put that in Google Excel, you're good to go. Then I don't want to be too worried, but remember, this is all recorded on the YouTube channel, so you should be fine.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm just spewing all the info I can.
No worries, yeah.
So
sure.
Next, what you want to do here is go on Facebook and actually go on those North Carolina groups, or even the national ones you want, and just, I have the ad copy. I'll pop it up for you. I have some videos on it, but something like houses at a deep discount, put an emoji there, and then put two little dashes and then space. I'm a real estate investor who has properties at a deep, deep discount. If you're looking to buy properties at a 70 to 80% below market rate, comment your email below and let's get in contact so you can buy these properties very cheap. And then do emoji on the down, and then post that on all the Facebook groups you can in North Carolina. Obviously, don't spam. If you do it in my wholesaling houses for real group, I cut you off. But mostly, I tell people to do it, but don't do it in my group because I won't allow it because I already know the trick, and I'm kind of the cause for it. So do that in 10 groups every single day. I think you'll get, Facebook will probably put in Facebook jail if you do 15. So do 10 groups a day, and then you should get plenty of cash buyers doing that. It's all free.
Dude, awesome. So, and like, someone told me that I could just get cash deals from PropStream and just cold call those. Does that work as well?
Yes, that's a really good one too. Obviously, this is for people who want it for free. The best one to do is, obviously you want to do cash buyers, but just go straight to the source. Look up cash sales in Charlotte and then call them and see if they want to buy any more properties. Simple as it is. So go to cash sales and go search in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then cold call those people.
Cool. And when I have a property under contract, hopefully in the near future, someone is telling me that I should hire an inspector for due diligence, or should I just let the buyer do that on his own?
You're going to do, you live in Charlotte, right?
I don't live in Charlotte. I actually live 3 hours away from there.
Okay, what's your market?
I want to talk about the Charlotte market.
Okay.
Raleigh. Yeah, I'm in the Raleigh market.
Dude, why don't you do Raleigh?
Is Raleigh better than Charlotte?
Raleigh's a great market.
I'm open to
Do Raleigh then, man. That'd be way better, dude.
Really? How come?
Well, first of all, Raleigh's less saturated.
Okay.
There's really good properties. People are doing wholesaling. I mean, Charlotte and Raleigh are kind of equal because Charlotte's got more deals, but it's more saturated. Raleigh's still got deals in saturation, but they're still amazing deals. And then do an hour and a half, what is it? Circle distance around it, circumference around it. Do that market, do that market, man. Because you can actually go on appointments in person and you'll get better spreads. And you don't have to hire inspectors. It'd be like, yeah, that's probably what I do. But you have a list already. So do Charlotte also, but do both, man. Test them out.
For sure.
I would probably do 50% Raleigh, 50% Charlotte and see the results on cold calling and go from there. I would drive for dollars in Raleigh, though. I think driving for dollars in Raleigh would probably be the secret thing for you. That'll probably get the best results.
For sure. Yeah. So, my total budget to start, and this is my last question, by the way. Thank you so much for hanging.
And also, I'm not asking where you live to be a creep. I'm trying to get as much info to help you out.
Dude, thank you so much. I got you, man. Thank you so much. My total budget I've been saving it for a long time, and I'm happy to finally say that I actually have some seed capital, about 2K, not that big, but if you were in my shoes, what would you do? I just want to make sure that I use every penny.
Yeah. $2,000, I would not hire a VA.
Okay.
I would drive for dollars, use all the money for driving for dollars, basically, and cold call that list.
Okay.
And probably invest in a dialer or something at $150 a month. When you got that many leads, call the probates, call the code violations, call all the government lists that are free. Pay for skip tracing if you want, if you don't have a lot of time. But I would do true people search until I got my first deal.
Brilliant. Okay, awesome. I think that's it. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
That's it, man. Appreciate it. Thanks. Boom. Helping the people out. Brandon.
Hey, Zach. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. I can hear you. How are you?
Good, man. How about yourself?
Every day above ground is an amazing day.
Right. Hey, man. So quick question.
Of course.
How far would you drive to an appointment to go visit a homeowner?
I would say an hour and a half, 2 hours. If I had to. If it's a smoking hot deal, yeah, about that.
Okay, because I scheduled an appointment, and the drive is 5 hours. And
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, I didn't check into that before I scheduled it. You said what?
Just lock it up, man. Virtually.
Yeah. So how would I do that? I got a cash buyer list, and the appointment is in about 3 days. So you think that I can get somebody to go and see the house in that period of time?
So what you should do here is, in this situation, I would ask them if you can do a Zoom meeting with them. Explain that you want to buy properties in that area, but you don't want to drive 5 hours yet. So let's look at the property together via Zoom, or send me pictures. Let's agree on a price. That's how we do it. That's how I do it in my operation. That's how we buy houses. We'll do it over Zoom. I'll send you an agreement, which is DocuSign, .loop, whatever one you want. Have them sign it. Then have someone go over there for like $20, $30, take pictures, confirm the condition of it, and then bring a cash buyer through and do it virtually. That's what I would do.
Okay, so just rephrase, do a Zoom meeting, and have them get pictures of the inside of the house, lock up the deal, and then have the cash buyer go pass by.
It depends how good of a deal it is, but yeah, I would have a cash buyer go through there. They have to be trusted, obviously, but that's what I do.
And that's another thing. So how long would it take for you to vet a cash buyer?
A day to find a cash buyer. Probably take me a day.
A day. All right.
Yeah, and that's all. That's me getting like 40, 50 cash buyers and calling them all.
Yeah.
I don't mess around getting a deal. I don't mess around. I'm serious about it. So that's what I would do.
Right. That's all though. Hey, appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it, Brandon. Keep it up.
Thanks.
All right. Let's get it going. Keep it up. Jonte.
How you doing?
Doing amazing, man. How are you?
I'm good.
All right. How can I help you out today?
Well, we ran into a problem. Well, I have me and my team. It's really with the texting. So, what's the best? Because originally, when I first started, I was with Roar, but then I switched over to Batch. But Batch got that 1,000 limit, and I don't want to get 6 and 7 accounts unless I have to. So, what would your best option be for that? Should I go back to Roar, where I can send out as many as I want, or should I? Because I'm like, I don't want to. If I have to buy 6 and 7, 8 accounts, I will, but I don't want to spend unnecessary money if I don't have to.
How much would Roar be? Like, how many do you want to send out?
Well, usually I try to send out between 3,000 to 5,000 a day.
Okay. I would say right now, how much would Roar cost?
Roar is a it's a $500 straight up upcharge.
Unlimited?
Yeah, 500. You can send out as many you want.
Okay.
But I don't want to get in trouble from that texting thing they just passed or whatnot.
You should be fine. Obviously, Batch is doing that to protect you. So there's a lot of good services out there. Start doing 5,000 if you want. You can do multiple Batch accounts, so it's probably against their terms of service or something. So I'd be a little more hesitant on that. There's stuff like Launch Control, and there's Lead Sherpa. There's other services you can test out. I would test them all out and see which one does really well for you right now. Okay. But remember, the Trace Act, things are going to change, so you might have to go back to Batch.
All right, and I have one more question.
Of course.
But, okay, so I'm looking into VAs. Like, is there any particular service? I'm looking for some cold calling VAs because everybody that I hire is in-house. So it's a team of us just in-house. But I'm paying them so much money that I'm pretty sure a VA could do the same amount of work you guys are doing for less. So is there any good VA services?
What tasks do you need to get done specifically?
Well, I got cold calls. I got texters. Remember that video you made where you was breaking down the market manager?
Yeah.
And basically, I got all of that in-house. But I'm trying to I would prefer that should I keep it in-house or should I just go ahead and hire some VAs?
Cold calling?
Yeah,
if you have Americans you're paying, get a VA from the Philippines to do it. Lead manager, probably the Philippines also. And then SMS blasting, I would have someone from the Philippines.
Okay.
Marketing side, yes. Keep the acquisitions for yourself, though.
Okay. So any particular good ones?
Yeah. So you got onlinejobs.ph. You have upwork.com. Those are probably the best ones out there. I don't want to train VA already because they're trained on someone else's system. Right. So that's probably what I would do.
Okay. And you said Lead Sherpa, and what was the other one with the texting?
There's Lead Sherpa. There is REI Reply. There is, what is it? Launch Control. There's so many. Batch, of course. Batch is just, they're limiting it because that's what the limit you're going to be at. So we're not even pushing that. So that's probably what I'd be at. Those, what is it? Sherpa, Launch Control, REI Reply. Test them all out. See which one you like. Roar. There's, what is it? I've heard people talk about Smarter Contact. I've heard them all. So test them all out. I'm not married to one of them. So just do whatever one you like.
All right. Well, I appreciate you.
No worries, man. Appreciate you, Jonte. Have a good one.
You too.
Boom, boom, boom. All right. See how else I can help. Mark, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, Zach?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I just had 2 questions for you.
Of course.
Maybe 3. So the first question is, I think You said it earlier. You said that, I don't know if it's verbatim, but you said you typically want to be in a market that's between ARV 150, 200. Is that what you said?
No, 200 and under.
200 and under. So let me ask you this. When I would listen, and I haven't really followed Max Maxwell in some time now, but I remember listening to a video. I did a 30-day challenge of his maybe 2 years ago, and he said that the sweet spot is anywhere from 200 to 250 ARV. Do you think that times have changed, or do you think that that's just not right for the market of target?
I don't know his business. I have no idea his business. I've never talked to that man. So I think he gives good advice, but I haven't listened to any of his videos in like 2 years. So he's in Charlotte, I think.
Yes.
So I don't know.
In general, though, do you think that 250 range, I've never heard someone say, and obviously you're crushing it, you're killing it. Like, I've been following realistically out of everyone, and I respect Brent Daniels, all those big guys, but like I literally only follow you now. Seriously.
Appreciate it.
And so I've never heard someone say under 200, like Steve Trang, all of them. They've typically said 250, and I'm just trying to get a better evaluation
Phoenix.
on that.
So I'm talking about generally around the country. Obviously, 250 in like San Francisco is going to be a laugh in the park. I mean, don't focus too much because it's not cookie cutter. You go in Alabama, it's going to be different than you're in Detroit. So generally in the state of Florida, under 250 is fine because prices are a little higher in Florida. I mean, I'll break that rule sometimes. So, but it's different. So what I mean by this is I just recorded a video today with this huge closing. We had 60K on a deal. I have the checks, the HUDs, everything. We got the editors working on it, but we have it on a contract for 150 and we sold it for 215. So I thought the ARV was 200 on that thing, and it's a bidding war in Port St. Lucie for it. So we put on a contract for 150, then 215. That's our sweet spot in Port St. Lucie. We'll go to Detroit and we'll put a property on a contract for 35 grand and sell it for 45. So, and then there's deals where I've done where we've bought it for 300 and sold it for 400. So obviously a lot of expenses though. So it's only netting like 70 on it, but like it's not like it's not a hard rule, but generally most of my deals, 80% of them are under 200K, especially contract price under 200K.
Okay, fair enough.
But there's exceptions to the rule, man. I'm telling you right now, there's exceptions.
No, definitely. And
we got one in Palm Beach, 180, and the ARV is like 250. So I'm wrong on that, but it just depends, But I wouldn't follow that too bad. I would cap everything off at like 400 though. What market are you in?
So that actually brings me to my next question. You said that 250 is a laugh in the face in San Francisco, which it is. I don't think you can buy a mobile home park for 250 in San Francisco, or a mobile home in general. But I am in Silicon Valley, so I'm in San Jose, California.
Okay.
Where the median home price is $1 million.
Yeah. So that's why I'm a little different. Obviously, you're in Cali, so San Jose is different. You're like Palo Alto.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you need to go. I gotta look at a map. Oakland's actually hot. People are wholesaling in Oakland for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. Oakland's good. Obviously, Sacramento. Stockton's decent, but that's kind of what I'd be focusing on. People in LA, I tell them go to Inland Empire. I mean, East is where it's at, especially where you're at in LA. I mean, I'm San Jose.
Would you advise that I leave this market and go virtual, or do you think that I should stay in, like you said, Central Valley, Stockton? Even Stockton, though, you're still getting houses $300,000-$400,000.
I know.
So,
if you want to stay in person, that's what I would do.
Okay.
I have a podcast with JT2. That dude's unbelievable. He's in San Francisco, California. Okay. His average deal is like over 400K, but he does very specialty stuff. Look it up and see if you can do it in your market. But that's a very special type of wholesaling where I think there's only 100 wholesalers like that in the entire country. So it's definitely not something I'd make YouTube videos on, but there's special guys out there that if you're really good at it and you can find arbitrage really well in San Jose, you could do it. Look him up. I did an interview with him. Very, very good one. But yeah, don't get caught up on the 250, 300 rule. If you're in San Jose, I'd probably do something virtual though. I have a video on my top 10 virtual wholesaling markets, but that's a tough one, man.
Okay. All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you, Mark. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Also, by the way, you mentioned a bunch of names. I have no ill will towards any of those people. Those people are amazing. Max is great. Brent's great. They're all amazing. I've had most of those people on my podcast. I have no ill will towards them. They're all great people. And to my knowledge, they all run legitimate wholesaling operations. Obviously, I don't personally know them well enough to know the exact numbers they're doing, but as to my knowledge, they're all doing great operations. I think they're both doing 7-figure operations, and every one that anyone mentions are probably pretty legit. So just a shout out to those people. So Fred, how are you?
What's up, brother? You hear me?
Doing great, man. How are you doing today?
I'm good, sir. I don't really have any questions. I'm new to wholesaling, so I'm just here picking everybody's brain and trying to collect as much as I can.
Awesome, man. What market are you in?
I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay. That's a fun one, dude.
Yeah.
You know what's going on in Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's hot. I actually just got my auto dialer. I started about like almost a month now, and I finally bought an auto dialer now, and I got the CRM. I got Podio and smartphone. Have you used smartphone?
No, I've heard of it though.
Okay. I love Podio, and I just got smartphone because I guess they talk well to each other, but just sitting in trying to learn from you, man. I actually ran into you from Cash Keeks.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. This is actually my first time in one of your live videos.
Well, dude, I do a video a day and I do 4 lives a week. So you got plenty of stuff to watch, man.
Okay.
Are you licensed?
No.
All right. Just be careful there in Oklahoma because I don't know when the day, I think November maybe.
Okay.
They're dropping the hammer. So you might need to go virtual. You definitely have to look everything up though and just see.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Look up, go to my YouTube channel and then go look up Wholesaling ban. We broke down everything you need to know about the Oklahoma ban, especially how it'll affect you. And I'll look it up. Rick, we went through line by line on it and we explained it pretty well. So look that up.
Appreciate it, sir.
Appreciate it, Fred. Have a great one.
You too.
Don.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. I can't complain.
All right, sweet, man. Appreciate you. I always know you're always leaving comments on all my content, so appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a lot of value in all the videos that you have.
All right, man. So how can I help you today?
All right, so currently in my operation, I have a VA who qualifies through SMS, an acquisition VA, and a disposition guy, along with the admin. But for my admin position, I'm kind of thinking about cutting that one out and maybe having like someone to probably cold call along with doing admin stuff, or just saving that and doing Facebook ads. I'm not really sure which direction would be a better fit because I'm doing nationally right now.
Cold calling do a lot better than admin, and cold calling do better than Facebook ads, I would say.
Okay. All right.
And yeah, that's probably what I'd say. Start pulling really good niche lists and start hammering it from there.
All right.
Perfect, man. Thank you. Any other questions you got?
No, that's all.
All right. Thanks, Don. Have a great one.
You too.
Boom, 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 boom. All right. Let's see. Get some questions. For Dallas, Texas, how many bandit signs in what area? I would do the county's outskirts, and I would do 50 a week. Let's see. Locking up my second deal. I've been making excuses for the past month. Well, you're locking it up, man or woman. So congrats. Awesome. That's great to hear. Locking up your second deal. Congratulations. What if Kevin asks, what if the house is in it? What if the house it's on bad shape, but in the driveway there's brand new cars? Will you still skip trade? Yes. That's even better because that means the person is recklessly spending their money not on repairs, on nice things, and that's perfect for that situation. Obviously, for their financial life, that's probably not good, but they're buying depreciating assets and not putting in an appreciating one, should be a property. But hey, always, they always got the toys, the ATV, the four-wheeler. They got the RV, the boat, and the property looks terrible, but they'll spend money on the fun stuff, but not on the repairs. Easy one. Goodfellow Realty says, I've seen on Fiverr developers selling bulk SMS text. What's your opinion? They link with Twilio or Plivio accounts. They're using REI reply probably and trying to sell it as an application themselves. And REI reply's always got their problems too, but it's not a bad service. So they're just using a service and then charging you. That's like if I charged you $80 for batch leads and I'm paying 70 for it, I'll make 10. No. Someone high up in house flipping business says they'll get a real estate license soon. What do you think? Someone high up in the house flipping business. Sandra, go to Wholesaling Ban Explained. I did that video last Friday, and we explained basically if you should get a real estate license or not. Remember, you have to disclose your realtor to everyone, and you're subject to the actual, the Board of Realtors. You have to actually disclose to them that you're an agent, and they have the right to take away your wholesaling assignment deals. It's happened before, and if they don't like it, they can do it. And it's not if it's legal or not, it's if they just don't feel like it was good that you did that. So no, I'm not getting it. You should do it. If someone is telling you to get a real estate license, 99% of the time, they have a real estate license and they're trying to get you to drink the Kool-Aid with them. My opinion. Thank you for all you do. I'm in Massachusetts outside of Boston. Also, if you ever watch, what are they called? Hold on. If you ever play the video game Fallout for the younger people out here, the mutants in Fallout take people and make them mutants because they're mutants and they want everyone else to be a mutant. Same thing as people who is in real estate, especially house flipping. They're the mutants. They're the ones who got the real estate license. They're trying to make you get a real estate license in wholesaling because they are real estate licensed. It's the facts of everyone. If you're with someone who is always constantly sad, they're going to try to make you sad with them. If you have someone who's constantly happy, they're going to try to make you happy with them. Someone who has a real estate license is going to tell everyone that they should get a real estate license. That's how it works. I'm not calling people who have licenses mutants, though. I'm sorry. But I like Fallout video game. It's a cool one. So that's what I'd say. Thank you for all you do. I'm in Massachusetts, outside of Boston. My market is very expensive. Should I take action in my market or go virtual in a less expensive market? Thanks for your advice. What I personally would do here is, it's a tough one. I would spend 50% of my time doing virtual wholesaling, 50% physically, and see which one has better results after 3 months. John says, it would be interesting to see you personally live SMS marketing to see the workflow tips. We're going to work on something like that. Don't worry. Any investors looking for investors to keep as a friend? I'd probably go on Facebook for that. But yeah. Freddie H says, what do you think of the Indianapolis market? That's an amazing market. It's a good one. Driving for dollars is king there, and probates. Thanks, June. I appreciate it. All right. So let's get a question on here. Hey, Zach, how's your process look when it gets to price? For example, let's say the seller wants 470,000 and the ARV is 500 to 520. Ooh, if they are firm, what do you do with the lead? Do you try to convert them to terms or what price negotiation? If it needs a lot of work, it's probably not a good wholesaling deal. If it has a little work, possibly you could do creative financing or a lease option, depending on how much equity is in the property. This example, you didn't really tell me how much the equity or the repairs are, so it's harder for me to understand it too much. I'm still answering questions, so probably I'm hoping to fill some more info on that situation. Should you inform homeowners what you're planning to wholesale the house? If they ask, of course. I never tell it, but obviously you can, because sometimes I actually close on the house myself, so I still never know on the properties. Tasha says, hey, Zach, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Do you recommend getting an LLC? That's a great question. I don't recommend getting an LLC until you get your first wholesaling deal. Do you wholesale owner or city abdicated properties? If the city owns it, no. The property appraiser will find the address, and that's pretty much all True People Search really needs. I'm doing code violations. Oh, that's a great one. Let's see here. June says, after you pull a list, how should you focus on it before pulling more? You should focus on skip tracing it and then hopefully cold calling or SMS blasting it. Michael says, how often should you change the number from the dialer and why it's important? It's very important because you're going to be flagged as spam if you keep the number too long, or you send a lot of text through it, or you actually send a lot of like calls from it. So obviously you're using a triple line, 4-line, 5, 10-line dialer. Personally, what I do here is how often should I change the number for the dialer? I would probably change it every 2 months, 2 to 3 months. Depending. If your results are not good, do another one. See here, Ricky says, hold on, let's find it. What's the best list on PropStream to get the best leads as a beginner wholesaler? If you're going to cold call a bunch, high equity vacants are probably my favorite, or high equity leads. Pre-probates are really good too. And I would say maybe the water shelf list, depending on what market you're in. Let me know what market you're in. All right, let's see the next question here. Zach, can we use any purchase sale agreement, or does it have to be the one from the state? You can use mine. You can use one from the state. I prefer that you use mine, www.flipwithrick.com/contract. That's probably the one I would personally recommend, but you could use whatever one you really want. All right. Don says, if you had like 40 grand, how would you get into wholesaling? I would learn how to talk to sellers and do direct mail. That's probably what I do. Or I would hire VAs to cold call for you. I'd probably do a little bit of both, or end SMS. So all three probably, yeah. I'd hire a Driving for Dollars team. Honestly, though, for this question, though, Don, I would test every single marketing strategy in my market, see which one works, and then hammer that one harder. Kevin says, I'm having unrealistic expectations about cold calling, focusing on high equity vacant list, and I have 3 VAs on board with experience, but it's me expecting a contract on day 3. Realistic, any tips? Yeah, don't expect a contract 3 days. It's going to take at least a month or 2 if you have 3 full-time to get a deal, because you're going to have to go on a bunch of appointments still. So day 3, hey, hold it up. Hold your horses there. Let's keep calling. You're not telling me how long they're calling either, so I need to know all this information. Let's see here. Darwin says, on list REI, should I send out postcards to the whole filter list, or should I pick out and create a list? I would pull that list and remove the duplicates. I remember there's plenty of videos about listrei.com about me from there that really show you how to create it and pick out the best. Obviously, like 5 years, make sure they own it for at least 5 years, or maybe 3 years. Make sure the equity's good. You remove everything that's on the MLS, stuff like that. Yolanda says, when skip tracing a pre-probate list from PropStream, how is the PR error info included? And do you have a map in it? Map it and batch it. So when skip tracing probate from PropStream, how is the PR? You're going to have to push the information through. So the pre-probate can have the dead owner and the property. So you're going to have to only put in the property and then maybe put the dead, or just put the dead person in there as the actual owner. Like put it like you're trying to skip trace the dead person, and then the relatives will pop up from there. I'll start mapping up. What text platform have spinner tags? smszach.com. Again, smszach.com. So the one on the bottom there. Lania says, how do I keep all the lists organized and make sure I don't send letters to the same folks? I use a spreadsheet, but this is so time consuming. I searched all your videos and just put it all in Excel and then make sure you remove duplicates on there. It should be under data, remove duplicates. I'll do a video on it soon about organizing data, but that's probably what I would do. Hey, bro, can you get in a brief detail on the Trace Act, how to get in trouble for texting? You shouldn't get in trouble for texting. Texting's not going to go away just the way you're doing it. Remember, guys, I've said this before. Politicians cold call and text out of the Democratic National Committee rooms and out of the Republican National Committee rooms for fundraising. So they cold call. So they're not going to, politicians are going to outlaw cold calling. So don't worry about that. And also, oh my gosh, there's Joe Biden and Donald Trump in the last election sent millions of texts every single day for you to go join their, campaign or their event or whatever. So they send out millions of texts. So they're not going to go out. They're not going to go outlaw it either. And then your congressman or woman, they do texting all the time for funding. So SMS and cold calling is not going to go away because the politicians who run the laws, they do that. So you'll be fine. They might affect it a little. You might have to send less text out or a different way you're going to cold call, but it's not going to change it. So don't worry about it. Your politicians aren't going to affect it. Right? There's no wholesale that understands this except for me usually. So that's why I have to explain it. So I'm not trying to stress you out for anything, but you should be fine. Search Trace Act Explain, Zach Ginn, Trace Act Explain, or Space Flip with Rick, whatever channel you do. Hopefully you subscribe to both. Then from there, that's what you should do. That's the way I look at it. And then it'll explain the whole video on the Trace Act. I do stacking with a batch. I think shout out to Zach. I don't know. I think that's what it is. What's up from Providence, Rhode Island? Sweet. Let's see. Can title attorneys handle deals a couple hours away? Usually, yes. Jacob, it's a good question here. How competitive is Columbus, Ohio to start? Columbus is a hard one. Not going to lie. It could be a very difficult one, but it's also, there's a ton of deals. If you drive for dollars, you should be fine. But it's not that competitive. And just do the counties around it, you should be fine. It's actually a really good market. Thank you. Love McNeil says, love your lives. Thank you so much. D Vegas says, can my VAs make offers for me? I don't want them to, but they technically can. Yeah. Let's see here. Gabriella says, what do you think of Chicago? Most cash sales are in super dangerous areas. Are areas in the suburbs with 60, 80 cash sold properties for the last 12 months worth going? Yes, I would. Chicago's an interesting one. Make sure you're licensed there, but yeah, I think you should be fine. I don't have a local. Love McNeil says, I don't have a local number. I'm on a limited budget and was told Google Voice is unprofessional for cold calls. What's your opinion? Use Google Voice. If your budget's lower, use Google Voice. Who cares if it's unprofessional or not? Literally, it's just getting you a free phone number to call. There's nothing professional or unprofessional about that. I don't know why would someone ask you that. When cold calling, do you leave a message or keep calling until they answer? I just leave a message. Hey, this is Zach. Give me a call back whenever you can. I say that because you want to say it. You want to say it in a way that's curious, where they'll give you a call back. Have you ever used REI reply? If so, do you like? I think about. I don't use them. They've had a lot of problems. Just from people I've seen, but it's still a decent service. Why are real estate agents so stuck up? I have no idea. That's a very good question, Samuel. What are thoughts on Detroit's an amazing market? Obviously, you get the Lions hat there, so I'm sorry for your pain. But yeah, that's what I say. But one opinion of Matt Stafford is a good quarterback. You shifting him over for Jared Goff, not a good idea. But let's talk about something else besides Detroit and their bad football teams. So Detroit's an amazing market. We do virtual wholesaling there. $30,000 to $60,000 ARV range is really good. Drive for dollars in Detroit, you do really good. What are your steps to do it virtually? I think I explained my steps to go wholesale virtually. Let me get some water. To go wholesale virtually, my steps is to go meet the seller, usually over Zoom or like a call or video chat. Go talk to them, go see the property like over the video, and then have them send you pictures if they can. And then boom, get it. Use like Dotloop or DocuSign from there. Get the property locked up under contract, and then boom, that's it. Go find a cash buyer and repeat. Pretty simple. You could have a boots on the ground there if it's a vacant property. I'd like to leave a lockbox on there sometimes, but that's basically what we do. I've thought bandit signs, but it's illegal here in Texas. Okay. No real roadblocks in Ohio. Let me know where in Ohio, but Ohio's a great market. The king of lead generation in Dallas, Fort Worth is driving for dollars, hands down. If you want to know who, let me know. But lead gen right now, the best type of marketing there is driving for dollars. Around all of Dallas, not just the city or just the county, like an hour and a half away too. How do you work the probates? Also, have you better luck with cold calling, SMS, or mail? The best luck's always mail, but we spend the most money on mail. The best ROI, hands down, is cold calling still. SMS is really good. They're all amazing. It's the holy trinity for my marketing. But right now, I'd say with probates, I would cold call them right now. If you have the money to do mailers, I would do mailers on them too. But cold call probates is really good. So I have a real estate license, but I'm not practicing right now. Do I have to disclose that even if I'm virtually wholesaling? I probably would. I don't know the rules and regulations around that, but I probably would. Don Burr, the Detroit market is flooding, is very popular right now. Good market to be in. I just set up my batch leads account. I've begun to send texts out. I've sent 12 and received 3 responses so far. How should I click to send messages? 2 per minute, 5 per minute? I would do batches of like 40 to 50 at a time. If you're not doing that much, do like 10 or 15. But 5 per minute should be fine. Like if you're not doing that many, I think that'll be fine. Hi, thanks for teaching. Of course, love to help you guys out. All right. Let's see here. What are these new up and coming gurus talking about when they say zero money spent on marketing for leads, Zillow for sale by owner? I talk about Zillow for sale by owners all the time. You spend $0 on marketing and they're great leads. Search Zillow Fizbo space Zach Ginn or Fizbo space Flip with Rick. I'm on the train too because it's free. But seriously, you just go on Zillow, find a market, cold call that. And it's very simple. I use Google Voice to help you guys out. I did 3 videos on the series where I cold called 2 hours on a random market. I put like 30 markets in a spinner wheel and I spun them around and see what was good. It's great. I love it. You cold call FSBOs, you're actually gaining cash buyers while doing it, and you're finding motivated sellers. Zillow for sale by owners are absolutely amazing. I love Zillow for sale by owners. Cheapest way to send thousands of mail ads for campaigns. I like open letter marketing. They're the cheapest. I use Notion for organizing data. That's a pretty good one. Brandon says, just spoke to a seller and it seems like she owes more than what I would pay in order to collect a wholesale fee. What are some exit strategies? Subject to is probably the best one for this one. Make sure that you understand subject to before you do something like that. That's what I'd say. Lamore says, hey, Zach, how do you feel about creative financing? I love creative financing. Creative financing is definitely one of the passions of mine in real estate investing. I love subject twos and lease options. Lease options being my favorite, but subject twos are really good too. So I love creative financing. Big fan. Huge fan. And I also teach creative financing on this channel. So this isn't just a wholesaling channel, guys. This is a real estate investing channel. Wholesaling is my biggest passion of all the real estate investors, real estate investing ones. But I have a passion for everything. Creative finance, wholesaling be 100% of like what I love so much because you can help people who have no money start out in this business. But that's 100%. Creative finance be like 98. Like it's amazing. Or they're probably all equal, but I just like wholesaling because it helps people with no money out and it changes people's lives a lot more than creative financing. Where in essence, creative financing is what you can do to actually like get real generational wealth. Wholesaling gets you out of a pickle or something, but they're all amazing. I love them all. I love teaching wholesaling a little more just because it helps more people out. And that's my goal. Hey, Zach, I called over 25,000 records in high equity. I can't get any quality leads. Any advice? Where do you pull the list and where do you skip trace the list? That would probably be my opinion. 25,000, you should have gotten at least an appointment. So that's kind of weird. Let me know what market to. That could probably help me out a lot. Could wholesaling lease options be seen as brokering without a license if not worded correctly? Make it clear that you just find them a tenant buyer and then walk away from the deal. No, I mean, it's not brokering without a license. I mean, if you have a license, maybe, but no, you're not brokering it because you're selling your option. No, it's 100% legal. Especially if you wrap it, you should be fine. Phil, what's up?
Hey there, Zach. Let me turn that down a little. Let's see. I didn't think I was going to catch you because I'm working my 9 to 5, but I finished the meeting. Come on, give me this. I finished the meeting. All right, here we go. How are you today?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for doing this. It's
of course
such a value add. Well, I got a couple questions for you. The first one was I asked my city for code violations, and they said they only give them by, you have to look it up by specific address. They don't keep a listing of all of them. So they just closed that request. So I don't know. I guess that's a dead end.
What city are you in?
In Albuquerque, New Mexico.
All right. Yeah, did you go in person and ask?
No, I did not. I only asked them online.
It's very easy to deny you online. When you're in person, it's a lot harder.
Okay.
And then Phil, also, if they tell you in person that they don't keep a list, and then explain. So when you look up code violations, you don't have a master list of all of them that's owed right now? Are they going to say no? Of course they do. Yeah,
because they don't want to look them up one by one.
Right? Yeah, I'm like, do you look up one by one? Oh, is there any outstanding ones? Well, let's go look one by one. Albuquerque is huge.
Yeah.
They have a list. You got to put them in a trap, though. So do it in person. It's easy to just say, no, have a good one, Phil. If you keep going in like once a month or twice a month to the office, they're going to get sick of you and then they'll give it to you.
Okay.
That's how I got my county. You just got to keep asking.
Cool. I will make note of that and do it. Next one I got is water shutoffs. They gave me a PDF. I mean, what can I do with that? There's like 95 pages and probably, I don't know, 15 or 20 addresses and names on there, each sheet. But how do I can't call from there. I don't know what to do with that.
So either you could hire VA to transcribe it for you, $4 an hour, or you can try to see if you can copy it from the PDF. There's also some PDF software that you can go and copy words from PDFs and copy and paste it, or get a VA to do it. Ask for an Excel file though, if you can, from the water shutoff.
Yeah, I that was my bad. I probably should have specified, but I didn't know. You live and you learn, right?
I know. I'm telling you, it will save you. But go ask again for the Excel, and you should get
ask again. Oh, I can do that. If they don't give me, here's the other thing. So these are all water shutoffs, but probably aren't most of them tenants or.
Yeah, it's the point. You're talking to disgruntled landlords.
Okay, so I'm skip tracing the address. How do I get to that? I'm trying to, excuse me, I'm gonna close my door. I see my wife has arrived. I heard the garage door go up. So I have the addresses, but I don't have the landlord's name or number. Are you suggesting that, or you're not suggesting anything, but do you think I should call the tenants and ask?
No.
How do I
go to the property appraiser, and you will find the owner's info there, and then put it in there, and then you can skip trace from there. True People Search, or you can go to truepeoplesearch.com and just put the address in there, and you should get some phone numbers
for the owners.
Yes.
Okay. Let me write. So that was that. I'm still waiting for them to give me the fire list, but I guess they had to go to the fire department, so they didn't turn it down. Oh, actually, it seems like they're going to give it because they said, well, you forgot to give us the dates that you want. So I resubmitted with the dates. So I guess they're going to give it to me. I don't know. Those are my questions, though.
All right. We'll keep hammering it. I'm telling you, it'll work well.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm making progress. It seems like slow going, but
keep it up. Get 1% better every day.
All right. Thank you again, Zach.
Have a great one.
Appreciate it. You too. Bye.
All right. Hey, bro, with cold calling, how long does it take to get a deal? Is SMS faster? So cold calling, I'd say, still faster. It's just a lot more time intensive. So you got to spend hours and hours and hours with it. So my preference right now, I would say, is when it comes to cold calling, I would say you should get a deal within a month if you're cold calling 5 hours a day. If 2 months go by, then you're having a problem. 3 months, okay, something's up. Go look up the list and the skip tracing you're doing on it. But see, if you're doing a high equity vacant list or a high equity list, 5 hours a day should get one within a month or two. Gabriella says, thank you for responding to my Chicago area questions. You're awesome. Thank you, of course. Let's go, Lions. Oh, I feel bad for you. I'm sorry. Jesus or Jesus, once licensed in Chicago, do you wholesale under a brokerage or keep wholesaling as usual? I would probably go under brokerage just so you don't get in trouble. I don't know the specific law. I think you might be able to go around it. I'm not sure, though. I'm not a lawyer, financial advisor, guys, by the way. So keep that in mind. Thank you. Kevin says, what about multifamily? I wholesale multifamilies. Duplexes are great. Triplexes, quadplexes. When you go in like the big units, like 12, 15 units, You could wholesale apartments. They're just a lot more difficult, and the comps are based off of cash flow, not on recent sales. So I have plenty of videos on that. Multifamily wholesaling, search multifamily wholesaling, flip with Rick. Multifamily wholesaling space Zach Ginn should pop up pretty easy. Devin says, where do you get your probate leads? I get it straight from the clerk of the court. Clerk of the court of your county should pop up pretty easily from there. Also get my pre-probates from listrei.com, listrei.com. Great question here from Devin is, what do you say to a probate lead when you initially call them? This is a really good one. I don't obviously go and call like, hey, Devin, I saw your mom died. I'm looking to buy your house. That's probably not good. I would, no bueno. What I would do there is ask them if they're the owner of that property, the heir, and ask them if they're actually interested in selling it. That's what I would do. Michael says, is Pennsylvania a good market? Should I be careful because of the law they passed in Philly, or is it you should be fine? Philly, I've seen people saying that they're not enforcing it anymore, or there's like a $200 fee you should do. I would do the outskirts of the market that are properties under 250K. I think you should do good. Philly's got some like bougie suburbs, so get rid of those. But the outskirts, you should be fine though. The King Busy says pre-foreclosure and probate leads still good to go for it. Yes, great ones. Let's see. Tony says, hi, how to be clear estimating cost of rehab. That scares me. I see a house and have the idea, but any tips? You might have some idea, but some tips. So what I would do is I would call a bunch of contractors and people that know how to repair properties, and I would call them and ask what the price is to do things to a property. What's the cost for a flooring for 1,000 square foot property? What's the cost? Call roofers, AC people, what their actual repairs cost in your area. I would be hammering those stuff like and just what would be best for there. In my opinion, though, that's probably what I do. Call people and just get a general feel for what things cost. And that should help you just do it more and more and more. You have better results. Already answered that one. Love McNeil says, is there a cost-effective way to skip trace, limited budget beginner, hashtag Dayton, Ohio? Dayton, Ohio is a really good one. And if I was in Dayton, Ohio, of course, I would do all around Dayton, Ohio. But preferably, I would say I would probably drive for dollars around the whole county in Dayton, Ohio. There's so many great ones. So drive for dollars and skip trace it. The best skip tracing service right now, I would use, obviously it's Bachelor skip tracing, just because I'm not going to spend 10 hours a day doing it. So if I think you use code Zach, you get 50% off of that. I think you get 50% off of anything if you use that. So that's the Bachelor's SMS, their dialer. They have a list pulling service, which is really good too. And then skip tracing. So skip tracing, SMS, dialer, and the list. But if you want to pay for it, Bachelor's the cheapest one you can get, especially get 50% off of it. But if you're a very limited budget, which I think you're saying here, you should just do truepeoplesearch.com. TruePeoplesearch. TruePeopleSearch.com. Say it one more time. TruePeopleSearch.com. It's the most cost-effective way to skip trace. It's really good too. Zach, do you do any classes for teaching wholesaling or anything? This is my class. If you want my course, go to Facebook and search Wholesaling Houses for Real. Again, that is Wholesaling Houses for Real. And then go on there, pop it up, and then that should be there. And then that's my free wholesaling courses in there. And that's in my wholesaling mastermind. That's kind of what we're doing today too. So that's where my classes and my free courses and stuff is at. Devin says, what do you say to a probate lead when you initially call them? I already answered that one. Kevin says the VAs would be calling for 8+ hours each and making 300 calls per hour. Then caller. What list? Let me know. Let's see here. D. Vegas says, I thought Tom Kroll's the king of Port St. Lucie. We run the largest operation on the Treasure Coast here in Florida for wholesaling real estate. I don't lie when I tell you guys that. That's all I can say. I've pulled from PropStream, used REI Skip Markets, Jacksonville, Florida, Inland Empire. Jacksonville, Florida is a better market. REI Skip's a good one too. I have a huge code violations list, but there's no names. Should I skip trace it? Yeah, go to truepeoplesearch.com. Just with the address, you should be fine. So skip tracing without names, truepeoplesearch.com is the best one for it. It's free with truepeoplesearch.com, or it's 13 to 10 cents with batch leads. But remember, you get 50% off of that if you use code ZACH. Zach, do you work all numbers that batch provide when you skip trace? Pre-probates, I'll use all the relatives information, but not really. I get emails, I get everything. So with batch, when it comes to the skip tracing part, what I would do in this situation is, especially with batch leads, is personally, I only use like the top 3 phone numbers they give me. That's probably it. I don't use the relatives info or the emails, so I just do the top 3. See here. Hey, Zach, with water shut off and fire damage properties, how do you get the list, in person or online form? I usually get it online form, but I usually have to go in person. Babu Lama says, how can I get under your wing like Phil? Go to Wholesaling Houses for Real. So I'm going to put the thing on the bottom here for you. Got to join my free wholesaling mastermind to get stuff like that. So no one pays me for like to get under my wing, but just go to Wholesaling Houses for Real. Again, hold on. Go to facebook.com/groups/wholesaling houses for real. Facebook.com/groups/wholesaling houses for real. To keep deals coming in consistent like a waterfall, what do you recommend? Try for dollars and be consistent. The more consistent you do your marketing, the more consistent your deal flow is going to be. Chris says, is there a website that can run comps besides PropStream? I'm new to wholesaling. Search free comp space flip at the right, free comp space Zach Ginn. From there, I would use realtor.com and Redfin. Redfin's probably my favorite one for comps. Alania says, Zach, hypothetical, your dad feels generous and gives you 10 grand to spend on getting started in wholesaling. I wish he did. I got to call him. He should really have given me 10 grand. He should give me 10 grand right now. There's only conditions that you need to get one deal under contract in 30 days or less. I would, in that situation, I've done bandit signs, but I'd probably just cold call. Or got cut off. Okay, what do you do? I would cold call. I would go to, I do it to ZachDialer.com, skip trace the list from listrei.com, PropStream, and then I'd start cold calling. Is there any properties where we're not allowed to wholesale because of the COVID situation? No. When Eric said he pulled lists from PropStream, REI skipped, he was having issues cold calling. Okay. What market was he in? Hold on. He had Jacksonville Inland Empire. Jacksonville, he should do fine there. That's weird. 25,000. I talked to a guy from Jacksonville who does. They cold call less than they do better. So that's weird. I would probably do more government lists then. That's what I would say. Is my market dry? What do you recommend? What market? Hey, bro, are free contracts that you have ready to use for buyers and sellers? I'm in Tampa. Yes, they are. Boom. All right, guys. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching this. This is action over excuses, guys. Start taking action in your real estate wholesaling business. I'm telling you, the results will pay off tremendously. Try for dollars today. Start cold calling. Start getting after it. I can tell you right now, the more action you put in your wholesaling business, the more results that will happen. You might not see it today. It's just, I cannot tell you, it is just like weightlifting. Some people don't like weightlifting. I'm sorry. Or let's do video games, whatever you like. The more time you spend doing something, the better you're going to be at. You might not see the results that day. Like playing the guitar. You might get better every day as a beginner, but if you're playing the guitar every day from month 6 to 8, you might not see any difference. But that gives you that 1% edge for when you're doing it 10, 11, 12, year 4, that you see the big results. So 1% better every day. Compounds like crazy, guys. I can tell you right now, look up compound interest. That's it, guys. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Have a blessed day. Try to help someone out today. Smile today. Give someone a compliment.